Good afternoon, class. I'm doing my third speech on the pros of harsh criminal sentencing. Now, harsh criminal sentences can sometimes seem unreasonable, but in today's times, it is necessary. Harsh criminal sentencing seems to be effective to discipline the guilty. Every time we cut on the television or log on to social media, we're always seeing crime happening. We're always seeing articles, videos of, different things that's happening in today's world. So some crimes do call for the harsh criminal sentencing. It calls for harsh punishments. To sometimes we have to make an example out of certain people because they might have the attitude that they can do what they want and not get away with it. But there is that saying, if you do the crime, you have to do the time. And as you know, as today, we need to enforce that you do have to do the time. Whether you think you don't or not, you do have to do the time. And so, there are a couple of pros on harsh criminal sentencing. It prevents from a repeat offense. When you have stopped personal bias in the case, there's more fair punishment that goes out, and it helps, stop crimes that's happening in our local streets. Now, as far as prevention from crimes and harsh criminal sentencing, I feel like that goes hand in hand. As far as if somebody sees that somebody robbed the store and a person just automatically gets 5 to 10 years for robbing that store. The same person that they think, now the next person might see, okay, well, if they got caught, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get caught and I'm gonna get 5 to 10. Like, who really wants to spend 5 to 10 years in jail? I surely don't. So, I feel like the mandatory minimum sentencing is a staple that needs to be, how can I say it? A staple that needs to be more enforced in today's judicial system instead of just being too lenient. Because if you're too lenient, that can cause for a repeat offense. So, if a criminal thinks that they did one crime that got off easy the first time, they're pretty sure they do something else, they're going to get off easy the next time they go if they get caught. So we have to start with the prevention. We have to go to where it starts in the community, get more community policing, making sure that you have the right police in there with the right attitude to help out in the community. That's going to make a difference in the community. So I feel like, harsh criminal sentencing and prevention of crime, again, goes hand in hand. And there's another ways of deterrence as far as like community restraints, doing rehabs within the prison system, the prison facilities, doing rehab programs, talking to the people, making sure, when they're spending their time in jail, they're just not sitting there plotting to do something else when they get out, when they do putting steps in while they're serving this harsh punishment, to know and understand why they got the harsh punishment and what they can do better when they do get out of jail. Now, the second one, that is far as stopping a personal bias. Now, you don't need a judge or a prosecutor or a jury to know the person personally or put their personal feelings in there, because sometimes they can feel sympathy or empathy towards the person. And in certain situations, there doesn't need to be sympathy or empathy, especially when it comes to murder or something. But then you don't want to have any harsh feelings towards them either. Sometimes you go off the facts. This is what you did. If there's no, if you have a criminal history of doing this, then you need to go to jail. You need to receive. Sometimes capital punishment can be the right punishment for the person, or as far as, serving 20 to 30 years for attempted murder, different things of that nature. As far as it needs to be a fair, severe punishment for the crime. Now, I'm not saying that harsh criminal sentencing means overstacking the sentence. That means that one prosecutor give you 5, another one give you 10, another one give you 15. You end up at the end of the day with 30 years when you just simply robbed the store. No, I think that is too harsh, but as far as 5 to 10 years, I think that'll be harsh enough. So it's putting out one severe punishment and not overstacking with several punishments on one criminal. You know, like I said, to make an example. Now, stopping the crimes and the crime wars that are going on in the community, it takes a village to raise a child. So you have to go to the source. You have to go talk to the community to see if you can do something. And the police need to make their presence aware and let the people know, hey, we're watching you. And if you get caught, you are going to get charged. So, for that saying, I think I'm for pro harsh criminal sentencing, and that was the end of my speech. Thank you.